Hello everyone and welcome back to American Populist, and today I will be discussing how the 2022 redistricting is going so far. I will give you a quick update on how the states are looking so far, but first, before I do, hit that like button, subscribe, help me reach 100 subscribers. I know you guys can do it. Anyway, let's get into the topic for today. Let's go discussing how redistricting is going so far. So, the newest states to finally finalize their districts are West Virginia, which took forever for some reason, and Texas, which occurred before West Virginia, which is the same map as we saw before. Basically just shoring up incumbents and eliminating competitive seats. So this map really achieves for us. It could have been done a lot better, shoring us up more in Houston and the Dallas-Fort Worth area, but of course the GOP does not understand power dynamics, as I covered in the Ohio video. But looking at some of the new proposals, Arkansas's map is pretty much final. Except Bill Suckstitch Hutchinson decided he was a good assignment because it was too gerrymandered. I'm a fag. Bill Hutchinson, of course, the worst GOP governor, one of the worst in the country, decided not to let this map pass because he is a retarded idiot. And yeah, that's all that we have to say about him. He needs to go, obviously, but that is pretty much the same. Not really changing there, just shoring up that one seat in the Little Rock area. And let's look at the Great Lakes region. So far for Wisconsin, it pretty much has just remained the same, as looking like what the map will look like. Although most of these plans, Ron Kind's district gets a little bit more friendly to the GOP. And just shoring up. And the first gets a lot less friendly for the GOP, of course. Those are Democrat maps. And Michigan has been a wash. Some of the maps have been pretty good for us, and some have been pretty bad. It's looking like so far they're going to have 2 competitive seats in the Flint, Lansing area of Michigan. And that's looking like what the final map is going to look like. They've narrowed it down to these 4 proposals. And we'll have to see when they finally finalize which map it will be. Alabama and Georgia pretty much remain the same, although Georgia, the first becomes a lot less democratic, which could help us if we hope to flip that seat. And North Carolina Republican Party has actually been pretty more understanding of power dynamics than I have previously stated, obviously. This is my favorite map. This is how North Carolina should look like, instead of now where we have a lot more Democrat seats. Obviously, gerrymandering in our favor is a good thing. It's based. And we need to do it to make up for New York, Illinois, and California, because some of the proposals from there are eliminating a couple of GOP seats in the LA area, mainly in Orange County. Arizona has been a wash. This independent commission, although most of the independent commission's maps have been pretty good for the Arizona GOP, helping us shore up some of the new seats in the Phoenix area and making the 6 more GOP leaning, and the 2nd basically flipping to us. Colorado's map has been pretty much, this is what the map will look like. A lot better than expected for some reason. Not sure exactly why that happened, but always good news when our enemy makes mistakes, and basically handed us a district, although that district is turning Democrat, but we will most likely win it in 2022, as it will be a red wave for the GOP. Utah pretty much the same, although they're trying to get a Democrat district in Salt Lake City. It obviously isn't going to happen. Washington and Idaho pretty much remain the same, although some of these maps proposed by the Democrats make the 2 other seats in Washington a lot less Republican-leaning. And Montana has been an interesting proposals if you have seen them, although this is what the map will most likely look like. The new 1st district is obviously going to be in our favor, of course, since we have full control over Montana, and yeah, cry about it, libtards. Iowa pretty much just shoring up a couple incumbents, although it makes the 2nd district more safe for the GOP. It keeps these 2 districts pretty much the same in the old map. Pretty much exactly the same. Makes these 2 districts more safe for the GOP. This map could be a lot better. I'm not understanding why the Ohio Iowa GOP does not make a 4-0 map. Obviously, they should do that since that's what will happen in Connecticut. Unfortunately, as I don't think we will be getting a seat in Connecticut. And some of the Virginia proposals have actually been in our favor, and because the commission cannot come up with a map, it is being handed to the Virginia Supreme Court, which is GOP leaning, surprisingly enough, and that could help us in getting a more GOP-friendly map in Virginia's future. And if Youngkin does win Virginia, that will definitely help us out in finalizing that map if we get to see it. And of course, the traditional blue states, New York, Illinois, are of course gerrymandering heavily to gain Dem seats, even though they're losing population. And that's pretty much it for redistricting, except for New Mexico. Is mostly likely, from what I've heard on the ground, going to go with Concept H, which is probably a dummy mander, as Redico called it, most likely, as these two districts right here will definitely flip in a red wave year. This district will most likely still stay. The 2022 is R+1, 2 nationally environments, and that second district could definitely flip. Of course, Dems are trying to be hypocritical as always and seize power. And nothing else has really changed so far, and that is pretty much the current situation in the House. I will keep you guys updated as this map becomes filled in more, and we know what the traditional layout will look like for 2022. If you enjoyed that video, hit that like button, subscribe. I'm American Populist.